Hello everyone, this is Crotic giving you a shoutcast and now game 1 in a series between Reprisal and Lucifer here on, I don't think this is Ancient Isle, I believe this is Last Refuge. Alright, so Last Refuge version 1.3. I don't think I've actually seen any of the other versions of Last Refuge, but let's go ahead and talk about this human versus undead matchup. Lucifer spawning as the orange undead on the bottom left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Reprisal spawning as the blue human. Human versus undead on Last Refuge. We'll see what the strategies are and what heroes will be selected. Most likely Archmage versus Death Knight seems to be the pretty common opening strategies, and we'll see if any of these players will deviate from those particular strategies. Now coming in here, we are getting in an Altar of Darkness, Graveyard, and a Crypt has already been summoned, so it looks like it will be a Death Knight Crypt Fiend opening coming in from Lucifer. Meanwhile, pretty standard build coming in from Reprisal should be an Archmage, and then perhaps doing some Militia creeping, clearing out both this creep camp and this creep camp with a lot of Militia. Now, the general strategy for human is to try to get up an additional base and then play defensively. We'll see if Undead will allow that to happen, as Lucifer now getting up that Tomb of Relics. Most likely will be getting a Rod of Necromancy as well. We are going into no Crypt Fiends as of yet, so not much action going on at this stage in the game. One Footman now moving down from Reprisal. We'll see what he is able to scout out, as the Archmage should be making a move, and now at the 2-minute mark, most likely we will see some action. Now, Reprisal does normally like to get this scout tower out in a very forward position. There is a pros and cons to this. In the forward position, it does have better range at focusing down the hero, as we are seeing an Archmage now trying to creep out this 3-3-3 creep camp. Meanwhile, coming back, it is going to be a Lich first from Lucifer. So Lucifer opting to go for Lich first instead of Death Knight. I don't know how often I've seen Lich first, especially against a human player, as the Crypt Fiend is attempting to attack and take down that Footman. Unlike Creep, Blight does not help undead units move faster. It just helps them regenerate hit points. Alright, Crypt Fiend now moving around back and forth. It should be able to get in some easy attacks there, as we are going to be going into another Militia creep here. This is a 5-3-3 creep camp similar to on Echo Isle. That expansion, very, very easy to take out, as the Militia was a little bit, delayed there, pulled off the attack to re-engage. We are going to see Gloves of Haste now being picked up, as the Troll Trappers will be falling. Lich, how effective will the Lich be, and how much damage can it really do? It looks like it already did cast one Frost Nova, does have also a Sacrificial Skull for additional Blight. So as an undead player, most of the time you do find that your undead units are low on hit points. So I guess using Blight in order to regenerate hit points is another way to work around that. Alright, the Lich is now on the move, perhaps going to creep out this orange creep camp here. Meanwhile, Arcane Tower is now being upgraded. Peasants will be harvesting a little bit of lumber before establishing up a town hall right off over here. Lich, now sitting at level 2, does have Dark Ritual and will be able to use Dark Ritual on those skeletal minions, regenerating up a lot of mana and getting in a lot of Frost Novas, as, oh, what was that about? You see some Footmen are now trying to push their way in, and the Footmen will be able to make their way in here, but that is going to be a lot of slowed, as the Frost Nova now hitting some of those Footmen there. One Footman, very low on hit points, does get taken out, and it looks like another Frost Nova could be coming in, as the Arcane Tower, or the tower, now focusing on to that Archmage. I do not believe that Reprisal was actually expecting a Lich first, and a Lich first actually causing a lot of problems here, as it looks like a Water Elemental will get taken down. Down goes that Water Elemental, and all Lucifer needs to do is train up 2 more Acolytes, and he is back in the game. Meanwhile, we are building and speed building this town hall here. Reprisal burning through a Scroll of Town portal, sitting at 27/30 supply. Meanwhile, Zero sitting at 28/30, and it may seem pretty even, except for the fact that Reprisal has a lot more workers. And because of that higher worker count, he actually has a smaller army. Crypt Fiend's now doing a little bit of creeping here. We may see some more attacks. Are we going to see perhaps another Dark Ritual come in off of the skeletal minions? for more Frost Novas. We could be seeing that here in just a moment. Rod of Necromancy's 5 charges left. Level 3 Frost Nova now coming in, as we now get once again another Ensnare on those Crypt Fiends. Level 3 on that Lich now has a Potion of Greater Mana. Very nice item for that Lich, and we'll see if he does perhaps... Oh, a Tome of Experience as well. That is very, very strong for that Lich, as that level 2 Dark Ritual will in fact give him 66% of the life of a unit as mana, and that can be huge. All right, taking down... what happened here? What? There it is. No skeleton yet, as the units are now trying to engage. One footman low on hit points. You can see an Abolish Magic Frost Nova comes in on top of the Troll Shadow Priest, quickly getting that taken down. A Ghoul now taken down. Skeletal minions are now back out. The Lich may try to Dark Ritual one of them in order to get off another Frost Nova. There you go. There is just a straight up cast. Didn't Dark Ritual Foes, uses a Potion of Greater Mana as the Troll Berserker is forced to retreat. Skeletal minions, another Frost Nova coming in. More units are falling left and right, as the Lich sitting at level 3 may get up to level 4 very, very quickly. One more shot. There it is, as another Footman is going to get focused down. The Footman unable to move away, and now a Dark Ritual once again. And now in comes a problem for that Archmage. Archmage now trying to run away, down to 226 hit points. Lich also has boost speed. The Archmage now takes another Frost Nova to the back. Is it going to take one more shot from that Lich? That is the question there. And it looks like it will, be able to run away. No, it is not. And that was a huge, huge mistake by the Archmage to summon a Water Elemental, as the Crypt Fiend was able to turn around and shut it down. All right, Water Elemental now hunting for 2 low hit point Crypt Fiends. Those Crypt Fiends will not fall, as the Lich is pretty much already on top of it, going to shoot down that Water Elemental. Water Elemental now down to 190 hit points. There's the Frost Nova. Are we going to see a Dark Ritual perhaps to regenerate some hit points, as the Crypt Fiends now need to run all the way back home and get some hit points by staying on some Blight? We are going into Halls of the Dead, not yet at Black Citadel. Lich sitting at level 4, gonna get to level 5 extremely quickly, as Sentry Wards now dropped for that Lich. There you go, you see another Dark Ritual there. The Lich already getting up to 185 mana, and this Lich strategy is really, really interesting, especially going up against an Archmage, as both of them are intelligence heroes, and being an intelligence hero, it actually works out very, very well. All right, there is a Sentry Ward placed down by Lucifer. Lucifer will know when that particular Goblin Observatory or Goblin Laboratory will be crept out, and if it is creeped out with Lucifer nearby, he will be able to do a very, very strong creep track, as we are seeing the Archmage has still yet to be resurrected. Lich now moving around with 240 some odd mana. It looks as though the Crypt Fiends are still regenerating hit points. There you see it. They do regenerate much, much faster on Blight. There is another Dark Ritual there, getting in even more mana from that Lich, grabbing some skeletons from the graveyard. Now, we see an attack come in. Footman attempting to clear this out. Archmage is not yet out, so they got to be very careful to actually not kill anything until the Archmage is finally out. The problem is that the Lich is going to be able to kill a lot here, and this could potentially be huge. There's a huge, huge experience steal, picking up the item Wand of Mana Stealing. How much better could it really get for that Lich, as that Lich is now level 5. Footmen are going to be falling, and now all he has to really do is just Wand of Mana Steal. What is this Lich doing? Is this Lich going to be buying a potion? Yes, he buys a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, and now going to engage. Another Footman bites the dust. Dark Ritual on an ensnared Crypt Fiend. Very, very smart play there, as the Lich is at 308 some odd mana. How much damage can he still look to do? Another Troll Berserker has been taken down. The Lich already almost halfway to level 6 now, and we could see death and decay before we even see a second hero come out from Lucifer. Alright, Slaughterhouse now coming in. Black Citadel is being researched. Nerubian Tower is up. The Lich now needs to regenerate some hit points. Does have double Potions of Lesser Invulnerability. Has 14 seconds of invulnerability coupled with that cooldown, and we'll see how much damage will be had. The Lich, low on hit points, uses a Potion of Invulnerability, takes down another Footman, and now with the Death Coil is going to cause some problems, as the Death Coil is going to heal that Lich up very, very quickly. A second Death Coil now looking to come in as well, and that Lich, which should be dead right now, having 394 hit points, 395, with the help of a Death Knight. That Death Knight sitting at level 1, already halfway to level 2, getting in on some very early engagements. The Lich now perhaps needs to back away, as the Lich cannot gain any more experience and can only steal experience from that Death Knight. Coming back home, you see a lot of guard towers in position. Reprisal sitting on plenty of room to work with in terms of supply. Meanwhile, Lucifer is sitting at 42 over 50. The Lich now, where is it going to stand? Perhaps stand right here. No, returning all the way back home. It does have one charge of Rod of Necromancy left. And Burrow now being researched. Most likely you will see a charge of Rod of Necromancy followed by a Dark Ritual, getting that Lich already close to 200 mana. Death Knight now sitting at level 2 does have Unholy Aura. Gonna finish off a Null Overseer here, pick up some new items, and we also see a Sacrificial Skull on that Death Knight as well. We're gonna see an attack here at the natural expansion. Reprisal now trying to go into Spellbreakers, being magic immune from that Frost Nova, very important, but that also means that your heroes have to be very tanky as well. Otherwise, they're going to be taking the brunt of all of that spell damage. Alright, Reprisal now looking to creep up and get to level 4. Level 4, Mountain King now has Boots of Speed and Gloves of Haste. Level 4 now on that Archmage. Better Brilliance Aura, as what is going on here? A Spellbreaker able to slip by. Not much damage being dealt overall, as you see the guard towers now come in. There's a Frost Nova on a lot of low hit point peasants now, as we may see another Frost Nova land straight up in that mineral line. Is it going to be happening is the question. The Lich seen at 500 some, 130 some odd mana, and now we see more attacking coming in. The Lich looking to bombard all of these peasants, doing a lot of damage. Arcane Tower now coming in. It looks like it could turn into a base race, as Reprisal now trying to push at the natural expansion as well, or the main base as well. Town Hall, where are these units possibly going to be going to? Archmage now looking to creep out. Will he be able to creep, perhaps get that Mountain King up to level 2? He needs to level up as quickly as possible, as the Lich now constantly just dropping Frost Novas on top of all of those peasants. No more still 4 more charges of Rod and Necromancy, perhaps dropped off by a Crypt Fiend in that backpack. Death Knight now getting very close to level 3. Perhaps taking down these guard towers will be enough. We can see some arcane or some skeletal minions have fallen there. One to a Dark Ritual. The Lich up to about 300 mana once more. Enough for 2 Frost Novas, as we are going into a Goblin Zeppelin. And where are these units possibly going to be traveling? Town Hall now trying to train up more peasants once again. They need a repair. It looks like they are not going to be repairing at all, as Reprisal going to be losing this natural expansion here. Let's take a look. The Zeppelin going to be trying to do a drop in the back, and how much damage does it really expect to do at this point? As you can see that there is 1 Spirit Tower and 1 Nerubian Tower here. Goblin Zeppelin taking a lot of damage. Acolytes are just like, you know what, I can move away, as we now see skeletal archers coming in to fight back. Goblin Shredder also in here as well. It looks like the Haunted Gold Mine will be falling. The Death Knight and the Lich now trying to run back over, and it looks like all of those units here have taken a lot of damage. How much damage have they taken? It looks like all of these skeletal minions will get taken down. Mountain King gets taken down. Level 6 now on the Lich, as the Lich most likely will be getting Death and Decay. Acolytes, not many were destroyed. Does the Destroyer have a chance at shooting down this Archmage? Yes, he does. And wow, the Archmage has fallen. Reprisal has a Spellbreaker left in the backfield there. That is a huge, huge hit, as the Archmage, and the Archmage does give experience to the Death Knight in one of those situations. Now, that situation doesn't happen very often. If a Goblin Zeppelin dies and there is no place to place the units, those units also die as well. So that is what happened there. Lich now at 540 mana, will pretty much be at maximum mana in just a moment. And here we go. Death and Decay on the towers here. All of these towers are going to fall. And the Paladin now trying to attack back here. Sentry Ward coming in. Death Knight could be coming in for a Death Coil to heal up. And there is the Death Coil, a 400 hit point Death Coil, as all of these towers should be falling in just a moment. Alright, the Lich about to finish off all of these towers here. There is another Holy Light, followed by another, no additional Death Coil needed. And the Lich, with that very, very impressive display of Death and Decay, gonna take down the castle as well. And that is game 1. Wow, so everything going right for Lucifer in game 1. Things just looked absolutely heartbreaking for Reprisal, not catching a lot of breaks and also losing his level 4 Archmage to the death of a Zeppelin over water and trees. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Stay tuned for game 2. Hope to see you guys on BattleNet.